Hey everybody, welcome to the In Layman Terms podcast, where it's no fluff, just facts. And speaking of facts, got the man here, Shadi. Shadi, introduce yourself and let's roll.
Awesome. Thank you again for having me, Tom. Just a real estate investor out here doing wholesaling and flipping in Orlando, and I'm excited to talk shop about you.
So I always say no one likes to wholesale, but you do.
Yeah.
So let's just start with that before we go to the beginning.
So,
why?
The thing is with wholesaling, right? I like to tell people, like, whoever calls themselves an investor just because of wholesaling isn't really an investor.
Okay.
You're more of a marketing company.
Mm-hmm.
It's all marketing.
Yep.
I think it's really good it opens more doors where you can flip, you can buy and hold,
Mm-hmm.
creative finance like you and I talk about and take down. I can take some sub twos and such. I don't have to worry about someone being the middle person or anything like that. I have full control of the deal. That's what I like about it. Now, I don't look at every single deal as a wholesale deal.
Right.
Each one has its different exit strategy. At least it opens the doors for that.
So then, okay, you're an acquisition company,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to keep the good stuff in your area,
Right.
and you're going to wholesale the stuff out of your area that you don't want, basically.
Yep.
Okay, so you're not a wholesaler then.
Basically.
You're an investor who flips and has a marketing company.
Yep. That's it.
So when I started the business, I didn't know anything about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I bought all wrong the first 3 times. I bought from a wholesaler, I
Okay.
bought from Hubzu, and I bought from the MLS.
Yeah.
That's the year I made $4,000
Yeah.
total.
Not much room left.
No, not profit.
Yeah.
Total.
Wow.
12 months, 4K. I went from $250,000 in my old company
Mm-hmm.
to 4K. I'm like, oh man, I'm in trouble here. So I had to learn to market
Yeah.
and, like you said, control the deal. People think that you have to control a lot of it, and it's because you know what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know your title company. You don't know the other side. That's,
Exactly.
I just turned away a great deal in Lakeland. Guy, we spent 4 days negotiating, and at the last minute he says, "Oh, we have to use my title company this time." Nope, forget it.
yeah.
Bye, done.
Yeah.
Absolutely
And
no.
that's the thing. He has the control. He has the contract.
Wasn't his
Right.
contract. He was
Really?
daisy
Daisy
chaining it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Even worse. Those
He
I was
should have
way
been.
from.
Now I bought from this guy before, and he knows that this is
Yeah.
how I am, right? Because we have a trust, the loan documents, because we're different. People are like, oh, it's a loan, it's not cash. I need a clean title, a clean lien, and a survey. Those are the only requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it's still requirements. Well, if you don't give me any one of those, we're not closing anyway. So what does it matter?
Exactly.
That's all my lenders require. And that's all we require, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even them. The shit, hey, man, if you want to buy it with that bad lien, I don't care.
Yeah.
You still owe money.
Most people won't, though.
No.
Yeah.
But that's our requirements.
Yeah.
So you're a marketer,
That's really all it is.
an investor,
Exactly.
right?
So the investor really comes after we get the contract,
Yeah.
right? But at least with the ones that we are marketing to that don't work out for us, we do a lot in Marion County. And with those, I don't want to buy those. We've talked about the market. It's not doing so great.
Nope.
But on
It's
the wholesale,
depreciating, for
it's
sure.
depreciating.
Yeah.
But at least on the market in general, you see a lot of people still buy mobile homes that they want to live in cash. So a lot of our exit strategies on the wholesale side right now in Marion County are people buying the home with some equity,
Mm-hmm.
putting some work into it, and they buy it from us cash. So it's not really even flippers. But at least I have that opportunity to recoup some cash from the marketing
Absolutely.
side. So then now my flips are basically 100% profit. And then also, of course, the wholesaling brings us profit as
Mhm.
well. So just double dipping in both ways.
You have to, especially in this economy right
Mhm.
now. But one of the things I learned yesterday is you're also a broker.
Yep.
Okay.
So we just started our brokerage a month ago.
Okay.
I was a real estate agent for 6 years before that. Just under my dad's brokerage, just had the license parked there. Used it for the flips.
Mhm.
And I didn't really work on that side, never really enjoyed it or anything.
Nope.
So set up the brokerage now just to give a little bit more freedom, I guess, just because you got to make sure if you're doing something wrong, the broker is going to be in trouble too.
Yes.
So the last thing I want to do is get my broker in trouble because we did something maybe that's not 100% correct. Now, we do everything legally, but just in case, I'm the one on
who
the
does
line.
your paperwork then?
On the TC side, you mean?
Yeah,
Or-
all that.
So we have a transaction coordinator
Yeah.
for that. She handles the wholesale side
Mhm.
and the brokerage.
But now, so going back to your Marion County flips, do you market them on the MLS too?
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a
one thing
great,
for
because then you get a little more
exactly.
profit. Yeah. And so it's like the license I have now, it's not mine.
Mhm.
I don't want to ever have a license ever again. I have a driver's license. I have a master's. That's the end of it. But he is a top 1% realtor.
Yeah.
He's never sold a home. I'm like, hey, when you get that award, what's it gonna say? He says his first and my last. I'm like, all right, cool. That's just a joke.
Yeah.
But he gets paid off of us really well.
Right.
And we have a TC company that handles all the paperwork because I see it, and that's why I don't want to have a license.
Right.
I'm like,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. Now you got the flood insurance. The flood disclosure not coming out. October it's required, whether it's in the flood zone or not.
Simple,
and they just
though,
keep
right?
adding stacks and stacks on top of that.
It's good. Look, all those compliance paperworks and items are important. Last year we got sued.
Yeah.
But they couldn't sue me after we sold the lot that we couldn't develop.
Right.
Because I buy everything in a trust. So once we sold the lot, trust went away.
Yeah.
So they sued the brokerage, whatever. They sued my attorney and the title company.
Trustee.
Yep. They couldn't sue me.
Yeah.
Now somebody gave my name up. They called me, news people, said, hey, we're going to run this. Great. Why is my name there? Well, we were told you better prove what they're telling you is 100% correct or I will sue the heck out of you.
What?
Yeah, someone gave me up, right? Because my name was on a loan somewhere attached to that. Doesn't mean I own it.
Yeah, you don't.
And I was the only person left out of it. It's funny. These people bought a lot off us, and the newspaper called it homeless in Hernando.
Wow.
And there was a non-recorded FP&L lien, not lien, easement across the property. They only found out at final permit approval. So how could we know? The county said they didn't even know about it, right? It's just when they do all their research on the permit approval, that's when it showed up. They even took the value of the lot and reduced it by 80% because it's non-buildable now.
Oh.
But they still tried to sue everybody.
Well, they're just trying to recoup some money somehow.
Only thing you can get is a title insurance.
Yeah, that's it.
And they got full value out of that.
From what the value of the property right now, or what they paid for it?
It was $22,000 lot.
Okay.
It wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
But they're not homeless either unless they have a tent on it. But that was just what they were trying to. Oh, we're homeless. Really? You're tenting it? But that's the nature of the business, right? Sue everybody. Just
until something sticks. That's
exactly.
It. Yeah.
Hey, look, that's why I own nothing anymore. Everything's in a trust.
Ever since you and I had that conversation, I started buying everything in land trusts too. So flips, rentals.
Well, okay. I had a guy fall off the roof on a flip once. We shouldn't have been on the roof. We got sued years ago.
Oh,
okay. If he couldn't sue outside the trust. Okay. He wasn't supposed to be on the roof. So we got sued. You're right. Then we had him prosecuted for being on the roof. Yep. Right. So I was like, you can take whatever money. It's not mine, but go to jail.
Yeah.
So, but the trust, right? If you have it in an LLC and your name is on this LLC, it's going to everything now.
Exactly.
And I learned that I was in a class on this stuff about trust one Saturday. And the guy who was not teaching it, but he was talking because he was the case study for being stupid. Because he had everything in separate LLCs and chunks, like fives and fives and fives. Yeah. And the property management company was him. They're connected to everything. Oh, okay. Boy died in pool on property. Yeah. He lost all his homes. Every one of them.
I believe it.
And
well, talking about that too, right? So let's say you did even keep everything, somehow you made sure that you're protected with different LLCs, but you don't clean up your books if you're commingling funds, right? Some people don't think about that. Well, I own this LLC, so I'll just, let's say, we're down on that account. Let me send $3,000 that way. The second you do that, you just put yourself on the hook. Now your personal home, if it's not homestead, can be taken. And all the other things.
But you should put your own home in a trust because you can do that now and not lose your homestead.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, sign this, put it in there. We're out of this right now.
Yeah.
Because you become non-suable in this world.
Exactly.
Because first thing they're going to do is run you and see what you own. They're like, he doesn't have anything.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then wholesalers can't call me about my land and my houses anymore.
Yeah, that's true. You don't own anything, but you control it all. And you benefit from the assets. So
that's part of learning curve, and at least I learned it early. I've done a few deals outside of my trusts. I never liked the idea. First of all, at closing, you know how many documents you have to sign?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't no. That's all. I guess 20 pages. I went in and looked at it. I'm like, really? I don't want to do that. Yeah. And they want you to come in and sign stuff unless you have the notary right there. And my wife's a notary, but she can't stamp for it. It's like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. And on top of that, even if everything that's recorded is signed by somebody else, if they really subpoena the title company and they have cause for it, then all the documents like the hold harmless that you signed with them and the compliance agreements, they all have to give that out too.
Well, we have a closing,
sure
I think
all signed by
it's
someone else.
Friday, and they're going crazy. They want my full trust documents, and I don't give it to them.
Oh yeah, same here.
And it's like, no, sorry.
Yeah, you have everything that you need to get the closing set up.
Well, you know what? They were cutting off part of the trust name, and that was the issue. I'm like, hey, that other part in front? You need to have that there.
Right.
Because I just see the emails. I don't pay attention. But I saw the same request multiple times, and I'm like, why isn't this handled already?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, because they keep cutting off the first part. We'll fix it, because it's like we're closing, and they have to it's like the last check for underwriting.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, I don't look enough at the emails right now, and I should, but it's like I keep seeing the same request. It's like,
probably set up like an SOP just for that.
no, you know what? I don't want to see any more of those SOPs for those things, because it's not my problem. It's somebody else's.
Yeah.
I just happen to look and see the same freaking lady send, because there's like 13 people on an email. So it shows up in a box I see, but it automatically gets moved over by somebody else.
Yeah.
And lately it's been crazy, so I haven't been looking so much. I just, I think I was telling you yesterday, or maybe when we talked, but we hooked up Gemini.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, go into my emails for the last 10 days of everything I missed in all these boxes and give me a synopsis of everything, of who I need to respond to.
Right.
Dude, it was amazing, because it put it into a Google Sheet format. Wow. And it can't put it into the sheet, but it's a copy and paste.
Right.
And it gave me all this. I'm like,
done.
And I just saw how I'm going to change some things in the office now, because I can have Gemini do this, so I don't need the person who does this right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get rid of her. I have a better task for her to do, because it takes her longer. And
it's a tedious task. It doesn't really take much brain power to do it.
No, think of everything you see every day. So I have 2 different in companies, then the real estate one and the closing one. And so think of all that. There's loan documents, there's closing. So it does take a lot of thinking. What comes to me, what shouldn't come to me.
Right.
And when I asked Gemini to do it for the first time, it got it like 99% right, what I should look at.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, I'm good. I missed 1 or 2. That I'm like, whatever. Wasn't really crazy, but it also gave me responses.
On what to respond.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
I just hope I have like a day to play with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring somebody in, because it has a lot of different formats and other things. I want to learn all of that AI. I think it's so important.
It is.
For your generation, for sure, because I'm like double your age. And I'm going to have somebody teach me.
Yeah.
Because it's so important in what we do every day.
It is.
Because we know Sharper always pushes it and all of them. But it's like, if we're not on top of that, our competition is.
And one thing that we started doing actually was the call auditing. So we actually, in ChatGPT, just a $20 subscription. It wasn't like a really high one. And what we did was we actually set up a project with all the instructions and uploaded the files of our SOPs and the books that we had our acquisitions team read. And then it's just basically, don't fluff, give the answer straight on, give us a score out of 100 and suggestions and where we could improve. And so now we just grab the transcription of every single call, acquisition side, lead manager side. I'm still working on a dispo side to be built out. You put the transcription in there, it gives them a score based on each part of the call.
Nice.
Introduction, value proposition, objection handling, all that good stuff. And then it gives us suggestions on what they should have done based on the book and our SOPs. Here's what you could have said instead.
Right.
And so then the team actually, beforehand, I used to do it. My EA would just go in there, she'd put the transcription. But now we just shared it with the team.
Yeah.
You don't think you did a great job? Go put your call into there and see what it said.
See, and when we were doing that a couple of years, just to show you the change. A couple of years ago, somebody would listen to every call every day.
Yeah.
Audit them.
Oh yeah, I hated it. I was the one doing it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was the one doing it every single day. It was probably the most dreadful task I'd have to do.
So when I started, we were cold calling, and I was doing it in the beginning because it was me. And then in 2019, I quickly moved into texting.
Okay.
So because no matter what, the phone is still lightning in a bottle. You have to catch the person.
Yeah.
And texting, they didn't have all the new regulations and how tight it got.
When was this?
2019.
Okay.
So I think you've heard me say life is math. And once you realize back then, this was your numbers. Response rate. Well, if you're doing 100 of them, go to 500, go to 1,000. And just take those numbers and multiply it. I'm like, oh, so all I need to do is X and go here. Let me hire people now.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get away from cold calling. We're going to do this because if I have 3 people sitting somewhere sending 1,000 text messages a day each.
Yeah.
These are the numbers. And because you track historically, right?
Yeah.
So you know for every up, there's a down, but this is your middle road. If you're getting, back then, a response rate was 17, 18%.
You were getting 20%. And now it's just like you're begging to get 10.
If you're lucky,
Yeah.
right? And each one of those texters, every month, you would get, my ADD loved it for sure, because it was text, yes, and literally paperwork, and we're good. One deal at least per person per month. And that's just like, I'm like, why would I ever go calling?
Yeah.
Because someone can just look at it and say, I'll respond to this later. And they did. But then as the government changed and, did this, and I understand why. And then you pivoted back. Now people call all the time, right?
Yeah.
Now it's snail mail again.
Exactly.
It's like,
and I was a big doubter of mail, even at Sharper when they recommended to do mail. I did it because everyone was saying, it's great, it's great, it's great. This year has been amazing. But until now, I still don't understand why it's doing so well. But
because somebody has it up on their fridge, right? And it may not be the first one, the second one.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, I need this, and you're there.
And it's about the timing, though.
Yep.
Right? So because a lot of people that will meet in the in-house appointments, they'll have a stack of 30 mailers. How do they know to call yours specifically?
They might have called them all. Maybe
They might
people
have.
don't answer.
Right.
I think that the process behind and the system needed for mail, because you got to have someone able to answer the phone, because they're not going to leave you a message probably.
No, they won't.
So then you need that phone number 24 hours, 7 days a week. And not everyone does that.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I know some people that were, so right now, on Google Ads, we're spending $11,000 a month with the management fee, which is $2,500. So our ad spend is a little under 10 grand. And our results compared to other companies and other friends that I've talked to that do PPC at $20,000 a month, we're doing double or triple the revenue that they're doing. It's not that we're doing anything different, right? It's all in the Google algorithm. There could be changes in the landing page and stuff, but in the end, it just comes down to response. My team is on it within 30 to 60 seconds.
They have to be.
During weekends, during everything. Now we set up actually a new process we're going to be implementing this weekend. Beforehand, it was just someone take it. And then in the group chat, someone say, I got it. We're actually going to put someone on call now.
Yeah.
So,
well, someone should want to be on call, because that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't want that call, maybe they're not the right person.
Right.
Exactly. Because they're on, I don't know what it is, what it's like, base plus or something for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, they want the plus. The base is not what they're
right.
Like.
My acquisitions don't even get a base. It's just straight commission.
You only get to eat what you kill. And so I was in that world with consulting at one point. And they had a system, and I looked at it. I grew up on the street, pretty rough. I'm really good at cutting corners and figuring things out. And within 90 days, I was their best performer because I cut what I didn't need of theirs out. They're like, hey, how are you doing this? Oh, I did this. He's like, but you can't. Where does it say that?
There you go.
Show me where it says I can't do this.
Wow.
They're like, well, it doesn't, but you shouldn't. Tell me where it says I shouldn't do this. Yeah. And then I said, hey, the wall says results, not reports.
Good point.
And so the executive vice president saw that and just completely took me out of where I was. Says, hey, how did you figure that out? Because your stuff is stupid. Just told him.
Yeah.
And he just laughed because he was another street guy from New York who made good. Went to Harvard, all this crazy stuff, wrote books, and he's explained, we did. Okay. Just changed it all completely because he didn't make the system.
Yeah.
Whoever did made it very cumbersome for people. The problem is if you have to work within a very hard system and you don't need that system like that, you're losing business.
Yeah. For example, in the sales side, if you have your sales team following a script. And I always tell my team, you want to stay within the script.
Right.
Foundation. I look at it as a foundation is what I always tell everyone on the team. When they're first hired, follow the script. As time goes on, you and I are not going to sound the same on the phone.
Nope.
And it's just our personality being implemented on top of that foundation that we built. So that's the way how we do it on our sales side. Each person sounds different.
Right.
They're within the same limits. But if you just follow it line by line, we'd be closing probably half the ratio we are.
Well, it's robots then. And I spent over 2 hours on the phone with the seller one day. Never talked about the home.
Yep.
I bought not only that home, I bought his entire portfolio.
There you go.
Because people do business with who they like and trust.
Yeah.
And if you give me 2 hours, your most valuable possession is your time. We don't talk about the home. You trust me enough to where we had that next call, and we just did business.
That's it.
And I ended up getting his whole portfolio off from him, several rentals, and did the first one. He said, let me do the first one. Okay, great. Took care of his tenant because he was a bad landlord. Bad landlord. Wow. And I took care of the woman. I put her into a place. I paid the extra that she could pay because she couldn't afford the place.
Right.
It was whatever, $200 more a month. So I said, hey, I'm not giving you the money. We went to the apartment building. I paid them the extra for the first 12-month lease. He heard that. He says, you can have the rest of them now.
Wow.
And then he sold me his private residence too. And that was my only screw up that year. It was a 3-story home on a lake in Auburndale. Okay. Right? You come in to the second floor and there's like a lower level and then above. And he said, when you sell this one, I'm going to give you the rest of the real estate portfolio. And I just wanted to get into those flips that I sold this one and just on a wholesale fee. And a woman who was doing my coaching, she did she used to have a podcast, and she talked about it on the podcast. She's like, oh, listen today. So we were driving vacation. I'm like, oh, I screwed up, because she was killing me on it. Because I was so intent on getting to those, I didn't see the real value here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. But, I was newer then. I didn't know enough. And plus it was like a 700,000 home in the end. And I didn't want to even touch that back then. I don't want to touch that now either.
Yeah,
but
sure. Today's market, it's not a big thing to do right now.
Well, let's get into that. What do you think is going to happen over the next couple, say 3, 6, 9 months to a year?
Yeah. I mean,
take out your crystal ball and tell me.
The ball's right here. All right, let's see. I think the price point under the 350 is going to be pretty safe. You will see some fluctuation in price. We are seeing that. But the reason I love our flips staying under the 350 mark, and every single time I broke that rule, we lost money, which I have a story about later on. Definitely. But every deal under 350 is sold within a couple of days on the market. Do good work.
Yes.
Quality work in the homes, and they'll sell as long as they're priced right. I think that we'll see, you hear talks today about rates going down, and then tomorrow they say they're not going to go down. I think it's just right now people in general are just scared. Tariffs, the announcement on tariffs and stuff scared some people. They don't know what's going on. People don't know if they're going to keep their jobs. If tariffs do go up more, what's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen with my income? Honestly, it's a little foggy right now, the crystal ball for me. What are you thinking? I think if you stay within that 350 mark, in the end, people need a home to live in. Stay around that mark and you'll be safe. But
well, there's a difference, right? So if you're buying in this price point, it's a need probably, not a want.
Exactly.
You need a home.
Yeah.
When you're buying at 800, it's a want. And those people at 800 aren't going to accept a 550 home.
Right.
They're not. So I look at outside of Orlando and Tampa, we crush that 2 to 270 range. So let's say interest rates go down. My top end buyers, they'll either ask us to build something nicer or go into the lowest of single families, right?
Right.
But then I have the other pool coming in behind them as rates change who can get into the 200 plus. So it's not, so if we really marketed, we've done the research on the numbers, and as it adjusts, when last year I switched who I worked with more because I could get a better value down for this price. So I took my volume and I shopped it. And when we did that, we went from Polk County, 1,850 square feet, 4.2 on over an acre for $265.
Oh, double wide, right?
Yeah. But brand new $265. Numbers out the door.
They'll get sold right away.
Yeah, and unless if there's railroad tracks behind it. That's the only.
No way.
And I told my partner, I said, "Hey, you got tracks back there." Yeah. Oh, it's not. No, it is.
It'll make a difference.
And even though the train runs twice a week, that's it.
It's
still, we have the schedule, we give it, and that's been the only one. But I think if you can be a need, people need milk, people need gas. Maybe they don't need the show. Maybe they don't need the really nice shoes. But they're going to take care of their real needs. Okay. Right. And if your rent and mortgage are similar, they're going to buy. Okay. It's just teaching them that this is how it can work for you.
Right. Exactly.
It was like when we were talking yesterday about the loan company, and thank you for helping too, by the way. Well, now we can give an additional $7,500 in credits, right? We just started putting out a video today. It's like, hey, ask me how I can give you 15 plus K on this house, right? And let's see how that works, because now we can give 15 to 20 K instead of just 7 to 10 now. Buy the house. We can even give, ready for this, 5% of the appraised value as a second that doesn't count towards your DTI if needed.
That is key. Yeah.
And now you'll have access to all that because you helped me.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But see, that's how we do business, right? Like you didn't have to offer.
Right.
It's like, all right, cool, thank you. And so, but that's why people who align work together better.
Yeah.
Right? Because you didn't say, hey, pay me this for this. You just said, hey, this can help you, go ahead.
Right.
And so now it's like, oh, by the way, since I have this, you have this now.
Yeah.
And so many people in our business see they're transactional. I give you this, you give me this, right?
Yep. This is mine. If you want it, pay me.
Well, my old acquisition manager was that way, right? I'm like, dude, people don't want to do business that way. Like, if you look at all the people I ask for help, do they ever charge me? He's like, no. When you call them, what do? They want money.
There's a reason. It probably came from you.
Because when they ask you for help, you want to charge. No.
And not just that, they're probably thinking from the start, what's in it for him? What's he gonna ask for next? But when you and I talk about something, it's just take this. I have this resource.
And we met through somebody. Look, I align with Gary. And when I met him, I'm not a follower. I don't think you are either. I'll follow him.
Right.
I'm not saying we're going to go march off and do whatever, but I've trusted him since the day he came to see me. He didn't BS me.
Yep.
He was prepared, unlike most coaches.
Wow.
Like, have you ever been like, I get pitched coaching all the time on like social media. Okay, great. What do I do? And they don't know. Like, how could you help me? What do I do? They haven't done anything, but they're telling me what they can do for my business. You don't even know what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, you're not prepared. Click, goodbye, right? Because it just shows me the caliber of who you are.
That's right.
So Gary's son couldn't sell me. Gary's son couldn't even get me to take the PI test until Gary and I had a meeting set up. He's like, hey, you got to take this test so I can talk to you. I was like, all right, okay. So I've taken them before, and I'm sure you have, but his was like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take much time.
The other ones I've taken were like 40 minutes.
What are those?
They're just a different type of PI.
Oh, okay.
And they were a lot. It was like, hey, this just shape, if it turns like this, like, man, this is like, wow. And
I
then
know the COG assessment takes a little bit longer, but it's like 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
No, it was, I'll show you one of them, But he came on a Saturday. He talked to me on his vacation.
That's another thing too, right?
On a
Saturday. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to, right?
He has a lot of business going on for himself.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
And we met. I'm not an easy sell, right? I can't be. 15 minutes, I'm ready to just give him the credit card and leave. He's like, no, hold on. He had this whole thing to talk about.
Wow.
And honestly, I went like a few weeks later to his office in Indiana, right after Thanksgiving. Don't ever do that. Go up there. I don't know if you know. It was. I land in Midway. It's 3:30 in Chicago. It's already getting dark. It's snowing, and Midway's in a crappy area.
Right.
Like, why the hell am I here? It's like 28 degrees. And then it just started to get colder as we went into northern Indiana.
From a guy that used to live in Miami.
It won't go back to being cold. And Russian too, right?
Yeah.
No, we didn't want to see any of that. And he invited me back. He's like, hey, you got to come for Christmas? I'm like, never, dude. How about we do it in Orlando? He's like, better idea.
Yeah.
But, that 2 days we went there and I brought people with me, I learned more there than in the mastermind I was in for a year. In 2 days, right? Because there's only 10 people. He taught me pro formas, just sat down and like one-on-one, hung out at his house. It was like, he's like, you ever have these Star Wars figures? I'm like, yeah. He's like, come on. Like, I'm like, really? It's like, we're downstairs like watching it's like, I feel like I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I realized then at that moment, I aligned with this guy. Yeah. And he's never done me wrong since.
And that's one thing that sold me with Sharper too, and especially because I met them through CG, as you and I spoke. And that's what sold me on CG anyway, was just the idea of like, at the time it was, after the hedge funds stopped buying, business was getting slow, trying to figure everything out, trying to pivot from there. We relied on these hedge funds for the last 2 years. I had a buyer's list.
Yep.
Like, we still know how many deals would we sell
but
a year?
The hedge funds were simple.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. And the other ones was like, we'll just sell this deal 20K to an investor just because we locked it up, but it's not a hedge fund kind of deal.
Right.
So then they stopped buying overnight. And what are we going to do next?
Yep.
I got to keep my team flowing. I got to keep them paid and fed. And we're supposed to grow. I'm not here to try to survive.
Yeah.
I could get a job if I really wanted to do that.
Can you?
So, no, I can't. But figure it out if I had to.
But you would figure out something else because you said the right word,
right.
pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so when I pivoted to this, we still had the other company, but I was already making plans. And so we have the acquisition, we're wholesaling. I'm losing $20K a month over there. So the manager's like, hey, we're going to, keep doing it like this till the wheels fall off. And I was like, wheels off, on fire, over cliff. That's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But because I'm losing $20K here every month.
Well, that's another thing too about today's market, right? So we don't have like this whole hedge fund thing going on, but as you know, every wholesaler I talk to, and even flippers, their days on the market's longer.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to sell deals. The fallout ratio for deals are now much higher than it was before. So if you don't pivot now and try to figure out what you can do differently, you're gonna.
But this is a singles and doubles market. It's not. There used to be a really good home runs. There's not.
Yeah.
There will be again. This is just that season, so you have to do more.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the reasons why I went out and I'm still getting financing so we can finance investors to do more deals without their capital involved.
Right.
Because if they don't have to put a lot of money into a deal, let's say they could do one with us for 15, 20 grand instead of 120 grand.
Right.
They're good.
It's a no-brainer.
And I spent all that time getting bankable. We have the first one flowing now. We'll see, right? It's a test right here. Let's see how this works because we're going to build out a system just for that now. And we're going to bring on another team, a new PM just to handle those deals. Mm-hmm. Because if we can get them moving and they're able to add a deal every other month or whatever it is, 3 or 4 more a year, and we get 10 of those investors running, those are good numbers. That's an additional 40 products for us. And like wholesaling, when we do that, we get paid up front.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we get our fee, everything up front, and we're good, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just another stream of income we'll have, just like the loan company one day. The loan company now, we won't make a dime on. We're going to give it all to the buyer. Mm-hmm. But that will change one day.
Exactly.
As the market shifts, you shift with it.
But at least the systems and processes are already set up for it.
But
so now you're ready to roll.
But think about this. This is the market where you build your branded footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to 21. You go to any of these meetings, there's 1,000 wholesalers there. They're locking up everything at crazy prices. Mm-hmm. Well, they're all gone now. They have jobs. It's professionals again.
Yeah.
You go to meetings now, there's 12 people.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, it's nice, right? And, but the thing is, remember 21, there were more realtors and active listings.
That's right. Yeah.
Different world today. They all have jobs. Walmart's hiring, whatever it is, and that's going to change again. It will. People think, no. I came in, it was a buyer's market. We're back in a buyer's market. It had the seller's market. It was great, but it ended.
And the question is, right, if you survive this, you set yourself for the seller's market at some time too. And whether it's in a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes.
Right, and then you're way further down the line than people who are jumping back in.
Because it's a new trend.
And whoever jumped out, let's say in 22 and 23, when they come back, let's say it's 26. Yeah. It's a different world. Exactly. Like whatever they did back then doesn't work today.
Yeah.
It's those people, their skill set, it's extinct. Mm-hmm. Because the people who are left adapted, they pivoted, and now they're moving ahead. Yeah. They're going to come in and say, hey, we're going to do mail. We're going to knock on doors. That's all done. Whatever it was, right? Yeah. The old formulas, gone.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
70% minus repairs.
Yeah, those were good numbers.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Even when I had the wholesale company, I always bought a wholesale numbers. Like it was 60.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look what we got, right? Because those were good deals. Mm-hmm. And you always knew, because I knew my numbers. When I open that wall, it's not going to be what I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right? And that's people never, that's what I love about what we do now. I don't have to open walls.
Yeah, you just tear them down and put new ones. Yeah.
Just deliver it and we're good. But we're new construction, so we can list it day one. Mm-hmm. And we have a better, look, even in that we changed our formula because we don't list it on the Stellar first. We go to My State.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. You told me about that yesterday.
And then once we're good and everything, and then, okay, CO, okay, over here now. Because now my days on market count on Stellar, but not over here.
Right.
Because people are like, oh, you're on the market 100 days. Why did you sell? Because it was dirt. You didn't read where it says to be built, pre-construction. They never read that part.
You see it all the time with like even Lennar, Pulte, and all that stuff where it says like 187 days for this home on the market. Why did it take that long? It didn't.
It's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But you can write all that, but I'm afraid to tell you that most realtors don't read that part. No, even where it says pre-construction large, pre-construction to be built.
So one thing I'm trying to figure out right now is a lot of the realtors don't even read when you put the description, for example, for renovation, like $5,000 credit towards
Mhm.
rate buy down.
Yep.
A lot of them don't even read it, so it's useless, right? They like to see the price reduction. They don't understand the rate buy down.
Mm-hmm.
And
But $5,000 doesn't get you a lot of buy down either.
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, but just
you
for
know?
example, like
Right.
even if it's 10 or 15, they usually don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is that commission? No.
Oh, gee. That's why they keep me away from that.
Yeah.
I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten like I don't want to deal with that. Like I see some of the questions sometimes, and it's just, because we're new construction, and it's like buyer and agent must verify all of this, right?
Mhm.
That's a disclaimer in there.
Yeah.
And they go to the house and saying, "Oh, but it's this." Yeah, but look what it says. This is a model picture you're looking at.
Right.
It's not the home. But you have the home there now. Yeah, but it's not finished. We're not going to take photos when you have crap everywhere, right? But we
Exactly.
take photos of every unit eventually
Mm-hmm.
because we have this library.
Right.
We're going to use the same unit somewhere else. So then now, as we've done more and more with this new brand, we're good with photos now. We have it all.
Yeah, you're good. You don't have to pay for it.
In case of somebody, no, I'm still going to do it because I love the videos the guy does.
Mhm.
I think that's so important for selling the home of just like the overhead and how he shoots in. It's just worth it.
Have you seen a lot more people now staging homes too? I feel like a couple years ago, people were doing it a lot less. I never did it until now.
I still don't
But-
do a lot of it because people want to see their stuff in there.
Well, see, that's the thing I was against too. Like, that's the thing I thought too. But I feel like for the higher price points, at least the 400 and plus,
Not there,
probably 90% of them now stage the homes.
really.
And if they don't
every little
sell,
bit.
they think it's because it wasn't staged.
Now, they're doing the virtual?
They're doing the real staging. Yeah, you can just use AI. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
It's like I got a text. It was like $20 a photo.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We've done it, and I like the AI version. I just hate when they put the fake grass in because it never matches.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, yours is really, really green.
Yeah.
It's like leprechaun green.
Yeah.
Because we put sod everywhere. We go out a certain distance.
Right.
Just had a project today on the way here, and there was like a foot of sod missing on each side. So
Mhm.
they came out and they're all staged because we're doing that investor meetup Saturday.
Mhm.
They're getting it all ready, for the sod's going to be there because it will look better.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like there's a great company down there, but because of the whole immigration saga, they're afraid to do work.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, they really don't come around on weekends and holidays. That's a good thing for the feds, right? So maybe you should work then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're like, oh yeah. The guy said, and like, man, like all 4th of July weekend, they were sodding everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Feds don't work weekends,
yeah,
dude.
that's true. Yeah.
The police do, but not the feds, right? So he was like, yeah, and they killed it like all weekend.
Wow.
They did like 4 or 5 of our properties over there because he was just been a great price, but now we have to pay double in other areas because we still need it.
Yeah.
But it's going to balance out eventually with, like I'd hate to be a roofer right now for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but now you're starting to see where they're making compromises as they
Yeah.
should, we can't have it like even with tariffs, like tariffs need to happen. I'm sorry. I'm telling people this. They're yelling at me. But if you look at the economy, it helps, right?
Yeah.
If you look at, so you're saying for the last, I think it was April and May, we actually collected more than we spent for a change.
Yeah.
Because of tariffs.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be that way, but it has to level out, or not me, but my children, your children, we're screwed with the debt.
Mhm.
People don't realize that.
Yeah.
People think that it doesn't matter. No, it does.
It does.
It's linked to the petrodollar and these other things. That could end one day. And what are we going to do? Like sell Alaska?
Yeah, exactly. Who's
Yeah.
gonna want that anyway?
Right? Well, the oil though, you would, right?
Yeah.
But it's still like 36 trillion bucks. That's why the bond market, which is tied to your mortgage rates, is weird.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, when they hit the 7%, there's no bucket of money to give 7% out. It was
Yeah.
hard at one point.
Right.
And the guy explained it to me. I'm like, really? When I learned the intricacies of it and how, as an investor, I thought it was stupid. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, that's dumb.
Mm.
Like, why is it? He's like, yeah, just the way it is. I'm like, okay. I had to learn something, as we should every day.
Right. Exactly.
We have all your questions. We never got to them.
No, we didn't. Good conversations though.
Let's go into partnership and team building, because something you said yesterday about how your culture meeting with your team and how you told them how much money you guys spend a day in the business.
Yes. So for the last 6 years, on the finance side, it's just me. Right. I'm just handling it. This is how much revenue we're making.
Right.
We did 100K this month. We did 150K that month. Cool. But how much of it actually is profit? So
Right.
To help the team buy in, and they're already bought in, but there's always more that they can understand, and they appreciate the vulnerability too.
Mm-hmm.
In the culture meeting that we have on the first Monday of every month, we just sat there and just said, hey, listen up, to start off, before we do our typical, what was our revenue, who are the top performers from each department, and they're on the leaderboard for that whole month. How much you guys think we spend a month or a day even? I was like, let me make it small.
Right.
$1,200. Okay. $1,500. All right. $1,700. Oh, I was like, warmer. Like, oh, we're close. Like, maybe 2,000. I wish, And when I gave them the amounts, right now, $4,250 a day.
Right.
They were just like, a day? Every single day? I was like, yeah. Yeah. So when you guys see the revenues at 160, that's not profit. So I think it was just a really big, oh my God moment for everyone on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, this is not to scare you guys. This is to show you guys how much I'm putting faith in everybody on the team.
Right.
How important everyone's roles are. Every single one of you has a role to play in this game. And without you, we can't do it the right way. We can't be profitable. And we can't grow. And as the company grows, you grow. So a lot of them were just like, well, let's see how much we can be more profitable, And that was their whole focus. How can we be more profitable as a company instead of whatever else? Like, why are we spending this much?
Right.
How can we reduce it? No one said, can we reduce the expenses? Everyone else said, how can we bring up our revenue higher to make more profit? So
the good thing about doing it that way, when people buy in and they're not mercenaries, you can always weed them out.
Yeah.
Because you know who's only in it for the dollar.
Yeah.
And there's ways to weed them out, and you need to immediately because they're bad fits. And once you get a team built on mission and purpose, I know that whatever we get into, the money will take care of itself.
Yeah.
They don't. And when they buy into that mission and not the mercenary part, magic happens.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to explain those things to them. And we had somebody who was a longtime employee who we had to part ways because she was in our Gusto account and she saw that somebody made more than she did, who wasn't as long as her. And she was very angry about this, and it showed right away. So longtime employee, 18, 20 months with us. What's the problem? Because I noticed the difference. She wouldn't say. So I asked once, I asked twice, and then the third time she told me. Okay, and she's like, well, I've been here longer, so what's that matter?
Yeah.
We moved you from this position where we hired you to a lower position because you couldn't do the job that you told us you could do in your resume.
Wow.
Did I take your pay from you? And she's like, well, no, but I've been here. Stop.
Time
Doesn't matter,
yeah, exactly.
right? And we ended up parting ways with her, right? On her, she resigned, luckily, and trashed me out the door. All those things, right?
Does she fit your values?
No,
Clearly.
because what happened was she was happy in the seat she was in and never wanted to grow because she couldn't anyway.
Okay.
But the crazy thing is that when her world fell apart a year later, who did she call for help?
Yeah. Wow.
And then I put her with people. We fixed her problem. Never thanked anybody. So, and my assistant was like, man, I can't believe you did that for her. Well, why wouldn't I? It just shows that when she left saying all that crap, who was right or wrong, right? Because I still fixed her problems. But the culture, she was not a good fit for us in the end. Because she viewed things that, oh, well, I'm here, I deserve. But in her part of the business, we had to remove her from it because she couldn't handle the work that I wasn't so good at vetting employees then. Her resume wasn't correct. Looking back now, it's like, oh yeah, I should have fired her the first week because she said she could do this stuff and she couldn't.
Yeah.
Where now I bring somebody in, the last conversation I have is, hey, I see this your resume. You can do everything in there? Yep, okay. Well, I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
And if you can, I'm going to fire you right away.
There you go. Dishonesty right there anyway.
And I've done it. I've had somebody work with me for 3 weeks. And I'm like, you can't do this. Like, you're telling me you know how to do acquisitions for what we do, and you don't, clearly. Oh, well, I did it
2 weeks.
Goodbye. It's just easier that way. Hey, let's not have a problem. And those people also are bad for your culture.
And the people that are a right fit, they appreciate that when you do that anyway. So,
but you know who my EA is, right? And she is so professional, and I am not. She's like, you can't say those things. Oh yeah, I can. Watch. You're not going to be in the meeting. That's why. Because I'm going to get away with this, and you're going to yell at me, right? She said, well, yeah. I was like, that's why you're not going to be there. Right? And I record it and I send it to her and she just blows her mind, right? But she's a team player. Because remember, I said, hey, I need you to wear 2 hats. You're wearing 2 hats. I need you to leave this hat and just wear this one and crush it for me right now.
Yeah.
And she just said, okay.
Awesome.
Because it was the best thing for the business.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing for her in the end. Because this is real growth and security. And she could do the role now. She probably couldn't have done it a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But now, if I just give her this role and say, okay, you're the manager here. We're going to build the whole system out. We're going to create a budget, sales, and you're managing it. I don't need you to do more than that. We'll be fine. Because me as a resource is scattered right now with things going on. So if I can't build it, you can. Let's put in, we know who to go to, right? Come on in, Sharper. Let's go like this now and let's get this done. Okay, but she said, okay.
That's awesome.
And those are the people you build around, right? And just like even one of our project managers who left to go do other things in his own growth, I needed him to stay around for another 2 months to finish things. What did he say? Okay.
Yeah.
Good fit. His problem is and will be he can't hold people accountable.
Got it.
But he's going to be an entrepreneur now.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works
You'll
out.
figure it out or
Because that's the problem. If you can't hold people accountable, you're going to go out of business.
Right. That's right. That was one thing I had a problem with in the past too. I was the Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
I was the friend. And I'm the
Yeah,
CEO,
you can't
the owner,
be.
Right?
You can't
so it's
be.
like it was tough to get that balance in and hold them accountable the right way and still be that friend in a way, right?
Right.
'Cause in the end, like I cringe about the word boss.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm more of a leader. That's the way I look at it, and just someone that like a mentor to everyone on my team, right? So if there's a way for me to help, I want to be there to help out. I'm not going to tell you to go do something and just go do it because I said so. And
Right,
really
we're not just making something up. But you've done everything in your company,
right? Yeah.
Just like so, there's everything. I've done everything in the business,
Yeah.
and there's things I shouldn't be doing and things I do. So we can, help, advise, but the best part of things that I've got really good at is upfront. These are what I expect.
Yeah.
Before you start, read that because I've had somebody actually meet with me. We've agreed to everything, and then when we put it in writing, she said no. Okay, great.
Wow.
Because now I need you to sign this, right? Because we're getting everything documented that this is your role. This is what we agreed to.
Yeah.
Because I used to be afraid to do that. Not afraid, but we don't need it. Yeah, you do. Even when, look, I do a bunch of JVs with people, right?
Yeah.
We might do one.
Right.
We're gonna put the pull the pin clause in there in case we have to blow it up.
Right.
How does it go?
Yeah.
It's so much easier when it does blow up one day to have it in writing because you know exactly what to do. And that's how you remain friends.
And that's the question, right? So a lot of these partnerships, they say 80 or 90% of partnerships fail. The big reason why is, in the end, were expectations set between the two roles? Did they document everything like you said? Even if the problem is a lot of times when the partnerships start up, like wholesalers, I see it a lot. They'll partner up with their best friend and they'll try to set it up. Things weren't documented. Responsibilities were not outlined. Expectations were not outlined because we're friends. We're not going to screw each other over. And then 2 years later, they don't even talk to each other.
But then you got to remember, though, they probably didn't know enough in the beginning, one.
Right.
And then how do you align? Okay, how long have you been married?
About 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then how could you align? Imagine having a partnership for 5 years. That's not your wife. It's different. And everything you want to do staying the same.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's not going to happen because we're going to go different ways in life. My needs and your needs will change. So that's why it's easy to be a solo operator and do joint ventures.
Correct.
Right?
For sure.
Because we can align for whatever we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then there's no long-term keeping our boats together.
Yeah.
I got invited to this other mastermind and they do a lot of big syndications. And it blew my mind how unprepared they were.
Really?
Not the right documentation, $50 million apartment complex, and the GPs are like debating who's going to send gift cards out. I'm like, why the hell is that even right? Because they didn't have a budget or they didn't vet that everyone had the resources to hold everything together for 5 years.
Yeah, that's a long term.
That's married.
That's long,
I look at the business and it's like, man, 5 years? No.
Imagine being with the wrong person for 5 years.
That's how most people feel about me, probably. My wife included. But seriously, when I heard that, and so we've done some shorter deals with them that we're looking at 12 months, 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, we're doing 6 months in and out 3 times.
Yeah.
That's the goal, hopefully, because they raised money to do deals over here.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I also said, hey, they were advertising to some of their syndication investors who wanted shorter terms. Like I said, you're sugarcoating it. Stop. Don't tell them. You're basically saying it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Right, nothing is.
I had a couple, like one of my partnerships went south because he wanted to be a joint venture 50-50 partner. We did a bunch of them and 2 went bad because of him.
Mm.
And the company, what he owned and what their work was involved in the beginning, when you buy property, that's all I'm going to say, they screwed up. And so it caused an issue. And when we did 15 deals, we'll say, you made money on 13, we're losing over here. Well, I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
But it happens. And you know what? In the end, I said, F it. I'm going to pay you out and never talk again.
Wow.
Right? Because I don't want to talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, we're going to lose. You want 50% of the profit.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose with me. What kind of partnership is that,
Yeah, it's just, that's why I just said, you know what, F it, screw it, forget it.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay you out and I'm done with you.
Yeah.
And because he's trashing me in certain places, but here's the thing, I do everything in writing.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guy called me and said, hey, I heard this and this. Here, read this. Whose fault is it now?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, this is different. I said, I know it is. Why don't you share it with him? And he did. And I got a call, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that's the correct. So no, that's what happened. A deed was recorded wrong in error. Right. So when we went for permitting, we were denied because it's the wrong wording on the deed you made. Oh. And now in that county, everything had to go to a permit tech supervisor for every step. So then it took us 6 months to recycle, get the deed and everything fixed. Then we went for permit. It took an additional 6 or 7 months.
All that during
Then the septic rule changed. It got more and more. It went from a 12,000 now in Brevard County, we're on the coast, 25,000.
And the septic, you have to go through the health department too.
Well, over there, but the rules changed on what type we could use.
Got it.
The gravity system we couldn't use anymore. Now it's an ATU's raised mound. And the kicker is, ready? The zoning density changed on the property. We can't put a manufacturer. We had to put a modular. Can't make any money on the deal now.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose money when I sell this, regardless. Okay? But I said, I don't have to do this. It's just, you know what? I'll pay you out. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Done.
Just get them out of your life, and that's it. Yeah.
Called me the other day because one's due next month. I paid split in half. Due next month. I don't want to talk. Hey, but what about going over here? I don't want to talk.
Nothing.
Crickets. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not doing anything with you. It's hard for people to understand that, things we do in your company, your business, there's ramifications. Mm-hmm. And you have to be responsible for them.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem for him and not for me. Okay, you know what? I'll fix it. Go away. But I'm going to pay it when it's the time, not the day before. I had a commercial loan called on me last year, right? Okay. $1 million.
Yeah.
Refinance something I had. I said I would never do it. My condo in Miami. I paid it the last day.
Yeah.
Never said a word. It was one of those, what's it when you do that kind of contract? It's crazy. I remember the name of it. Where they can just trash your credit. They can kill you. We don't talk about.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name.
So it was, I wouldn't talk to the lawyer calling me. Wouldn't talk to anybody. They called my lawyer. I'm like, I'm good. Okay. Wired the money the day of. Day of. Then when I sold the homes that there was a tie to, I paid off the line I took against my condo. Yeah. Because I always said that was my in case of emergency.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to put the money back over there, because I've never refinanced the condo I bought in the late 90s. Mm-hmm. And I'll own it free and clear 2.5 more years.
Nice.
Never refinanced, never took a dime out until then. Like I went to somebody and said, I need $1 million. This is my collateral. They're like, oh, hell yeah. Yeah. We'll give you more. I'm like, no, I just need this. I'm going to pay it back right away. You don't have to. I'm like, no, I do. Because I don't want to have that cash sitting here. Because then what stupid things could I could do a lot of stupid things quick. Right. I remember those days. Yeah. 11 cars once in my driveway.
No way.
Depreciating, I would never do. Wow. At the same time.
Yeah.
How many can I drive? One.
Yeah, that's true.
Then I partnered with somebody who had an exotic car rental place. Mm-hmm. I thought, okay, we'll make money. People were trashing my cars. No, give them back. Give them back.
Easy.
Yeah, it drove me nuts.
Yeah.
He brought my car back with these disgusting rims on. But when they put it, I had a CL 55 AMG.
Nice.
When they first came out, but it was a Euro edition. It had the active body control when they didn't even come here yet. When he put those god ugly rims on them, no, he hit my hydraulic line. The car wouldn't tilt anymore. I'm like, hey, you hear that squeaking? Is a problem. It was like an $11,000 fix. Because, those cars, like, they're temperamental.
Yeah.
But the reason why I bought a Euro, no governor. It was a gray market from Canada. It was the fastest thing I've ever driven.
Really?
Yeah. And, I would never do that again today. It's a different world, but I was like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
You
enjoyed it in those days.
Yeah. There was like a decade plus in Miami. I remember half. But that's why we don't go anymore.
Yeah.
So, we have another question? Business structure and scale, right?
Yeah.
So we've done all that already because you told me what your operation looks like today. But what did it look like when you first started?
Jeez. All right.
Well, was it shoddy?
You're looking at me for everything. I mean, I had Amir on my team. He's still a part of my team right now. He's handling marketing.
But that's not the one I know, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, this is another Amir on my team.
You guys got a lot of the same.
Yeah.
How many Ahmeds do you have around?
I know about 20 to 25 Ahmeds. That's why when you told me Ahmed, I was like, which one? Man?
Which
Give me
one?
last name.
Right.
Give me something.
Yeah. I can't even say.
You described it to me. You told me St. Pete. I was like, all right. I know you're talking.
Well, he's the Egyptian one.
Yeah. Well, I still know like 10 more Egyptian Ahmeds.
So. You guys need to get. Well, that's like Tom's, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the killer. But so he was with me in the beginning. At the time, he was more like cold calling, and then I was lead manager, acquisition, dispo, TC, all that good stuff, marketing, everything. That was like the first, I would say, 2 years.
Okay.
So 2019, about 2021, we hired our first lead manager.
Okay.
Miley, she's still with us right now. Actually, she's just on leave right now. She just had a kid about 3 weeks ago, a baby. So.
They liked when you say baby, not kid.
Yeah, that's why I corrected it, baby, in case she watches this. And then,
I know.
And then after, I'd say the beginning of 2022, we started just hiring a ton of cold callers. It was a hedge fund time, so I always knew it was going to be a wave.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 25 to 30 cold callers in 2022.
So are they U.S.
They were all out of Egypt.
Yeah.
They were all out of Egypt. So the whole point was just...
That's where Ahmed has his whole team.
Yeah. So I was like, let's just ride the wave. Let's get as many cold callers, as many leads as possible, sell as many deals to the hedge funds those days. This is going to go at some point.
Yeah.
When they stopped, I cut down 20... I think the top we had was like 28 cold callers. I cut it down to 5 within about a month. And when they stopped buying. But yeah, in the beginning we had like 2 lead managers in 2021, 2022-ish. I was still doing acquisitions. Amir jumped in as acquisitions with me. When he started doing more acquisitions, I jumped over to Dispo. And then end of 2023, we hired 2 disposition reps. And we hired TC.
Okay.
And then
that's like a huge role, though.
That's honestly the most crucial role because I was doing that while I was doing Dispo. So when I got the Dispo team, Sarah and Lean on my team, I was doing TC and I was like, this is a lot. And then Jess on our team, this is a crazy story. So Jess is out of the Philippines. She was my first cold caller ever. And she was a cold caller for about 3 years, 2-3 years. And then she was texting. And then I was like, hold on, like, I'm losing on so much potential with her. Like, she has so much potential to do it. So we moved her over to TC, and it's been great ever since. So she handles TC ever since, I want to say the end of 23.
And how long has she been with you for?
I want to say about almost 5 years.
So I have, Shelly's been with us 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
She went from being one of my first texters. She was my third hire ever. Wow. She went from text, then she was a VA manager. Mm-hmm. And now she's the operations secretary.
Wow.
And, to be that role for 5 years with any companies, and that's a really hard thing in this business because of the distance, right?
Right.
And we're bringing her into Sharper at the end of the year. Right. Yeah. Is it perfect? No. Mm-hmm. No. I didn't even realize she was 41 because she looks like 22. I'm like, so, but that's when you look at your growth, so now you're the CEO of this thing, but you still sit in seats.
I do. So right now I'm still sales manager.
Okay.
Until about later end of this year. Still kind of overseeing the acquisitions, lead managers. Dispo.
I love acquisitions still.
Yeah.
Finding the needle is the important thing.
That's the thing. And so I tried putting someone as sales manager beginning of last year. But in the end, that's where all your revenue comes from. Mm-hmm. So
but
you
have
hand
to.
It off without all the systems. You do.
Right.
But without the systems, without everything set up, you hurt that department, everything's gone.
Well,
So,
our structure is just a little different. And so my operations manager and my sales, which is retail, they have to communicate and work together.
yes, exactly.
Because this one feeds this one,
Yeah.
whose money circulates back in this, right?
Mhm.
And, that has to work perfectly as much as possible.
Yeah.
But your sales manager, are you talking retail sales, disposition sales, or
just
both?
the acquisitions,
Okay.
acquiring the deal, and then also dispos. I oversee both.
Okay.
So I don't really make calls. I'll do it for fun. Just
Yeah.
kind of, every once in a while you want to get back on the phone and just do it. But I'll just oversee
No, I
everyone,
don't.
just make
I
sure
don't.
everyone. I do every once in a while. Every once in a while I get my little need to feed the fix. But
Well, so my fix is to find a needle.
yeah.
And I'm so good at it.
Yeah.
Even on the MLS, I show people. I said, dude, I'll go find stuff today. Watch. And I did the other day. And we got it under
Really?
contract. I wrote up the thing with her yesterday, and the contract was accepted this afternoon
Nice.
on the way here. Right?
Where's that?
Sumter County, Wildwood.
Okay.
$29,000 lot I got for 24. City water and sewer.
Really?
Impact fees were paid already on the lot.
Really? Wow.
So I got it for, 20, like 5 off, right?
Yeah.
Been on the market not a long time, but the guy wanted to sell it, and it was just because I know what I'm looking for, and I know that if it's city water and sewer, it's not a corner lot. They did their homework. I know what my setbacks are already, but I'm teaching somebody like exactly. Because she asked really good questions. That's the important thing. But why did you look at it like this? I'm like, well, let me show you.
Yeah.
Right? Because you want them asking.
Right.
Because what you're trying to teach somebody is what these eyes see and how you find it.
That's the biggest thing.
Because I'd rather pay you to find it than me.
Yep.
But the last person wasn't finding them. Right? Because we search everything. Look at Zillow. Well, what? It's all in the MLS. No, it's not. Look at Trulia too, because that stuff's not over here sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's also
You
different
gotta juggle around
MLSs.
between the software.
Well, there's different,
And look-
right? You have beaches. You have all these different search places that doesn't always filter to Stellar here. Okay. Oh, and they have the for sale by owners too, and those are always good. The only thing you don't see right away over there is flood zone. So we're just always like, hey, just before you look at anything, run the flood zone. Because if it's in anything but X, just forget it, throw it away.
Yeah.
And make sure when you check the MLSs, right, you actually go to the flood zone part because
Yeah.
they'll put X, but it's X and AE.
Yeah.
We can buy if it's a right portion.
Yeah, but you got exit basically in the front, where you can actually build a place in the back.
But you have to get out of your seat one day.
Yeah, and that's the plan by the end of this year.
Okay.
Actually, Amanda's coming out next week too, so we're gonna be talking about that. But plan is find someone to put in the sales manager seat, and then that way I could just oversee on the CEO level. Right now we have Amir on the marketing side.
Got a question
I'll still
about
be
that
doing the
again.
finance, of course. And stuff,
Yeah.
but
Well, you'll hire somebody out for that. Like
exactly,
So,
like we have someone doing all the legwork, and I just kind of oversee it now.
no. I mean,
but-
so like you will find. I have a CPA who did a forensic to become bankable. Gary, you got to do this. So I hired a CPA to go through an audit. 3 years they went back. I was off by like $3,000, and they're like, "You're off by $3,000." I'm like, "That's fantastic." Like, no, it's not. I'm like, "You're a professional. I'm not. I was doing this all. You're saying $3,000? I don't care.
Yeah.
That's perfect." Because I rounded half the time
Right.
back then. She was supposed to clean up everything, which she did, create a better system for the bookkeeping, and then hand it off. But she said, "You're doing some really cool, interesting things. I'm going to stay on then." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Okay.
She does fractional CFOs for people.
Yeah.
Starting January, there's my CFO.
Really.
Who better?
Yeah.
I already trust her to look at my books all the time,
Yeah.
but she's still not going to be able to press the button to send.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Exactly.
Well, I'll handle that still, but she can queue it up and I can just press, right? Because then, so I save about 6-7 hours a week just right now with her.
Yeah.
And she charges me $3,000 a month.
Mm.
Well, my hourly is,
$8 a month.
that's only, so, but if my hourly is $1,000 and you're saving me, let's say 6 a week in hours, and you're 3 for the month, I'm winning big.
Yeah, big
And
time.
then now when we step to this next level, because it's getting so a lot of the money and how it's, I just don't want to I don't want to chase it like I have to do with her.
Right.
I want her to step in and handle that.
Yeah.
Because I already been working with her, say, for 2.5 years. I trust her. So I'm not giving her the ability to send other people's money out because it's my responsibility.
Right, yeah.
And she gets that.
Yeah.
But she does it for other companies already.
Yeah.
Perfect. And if you can work with me for that long, that's, because she's like, I need to talk to you. Okay. But she's very good at it. Like how I'll always say those people manage me. If you know how to I'm not gonna say the word a stroke how to manage me. You'll get what you want.
Yeah.
But if you come at me the wrong way with it, you won't get what you want.
Right.
It's gonna be like, oh, you wanna? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
My
that
wife still
show.
doesn't know how to do that. She just wins.
Well, wife is different.
Yeah.
They always get an exception.
Yeah, because when we had our quarterly, she made commitments and didn't follow. Right. And I said, so then you have to leave then.
How'd that go?
I was adamant about her because I'm gonna make her like if you commit to something, in
Yeah.
a quarterly in front of the team, you have to do it.
Right.
Because how can we hold everyone else accountable if you're not going to do it?
Yeah, that's true.
And
Standard.
right, because the accountability starts at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So when I don't sit in seats, I don't get a normal paycheck.
Yeah.
So my pay is tied to other things.
Right.
And Jeannie keeps track of that.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Tom, you didn't do this. Don't get paid then.
Yeah.
Simple. I don't care. Right? Because everyone will see that.
Yep.
Now when I step back into someone's seat as I'm doing now, I'm taking the check.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm going to be a project manager on something.
Yeah.
I'm proving a point, right? It's a 5 project parcel. It's 5 parcel project at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking all of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove a point that I can do it. I can do it better than the way you're doing it, and watch.
Yeah.
Because I care. Like we went to houses today. I'm showing my son how I walked through. Right, back door, only the deadbolt was locked. Well, why isn't that locked?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was here.
Yeah.
Why did we check this? One of my team was there and didn't check the deadbolt or didn't check the door lock. Right. I'm a big believer in how you do one thing is how you should do everything.
That's right.
And I care because this is my business it's like I call it my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you give somebody your baby and they drop and you get mad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then you walk through and you're like, oh, but look, you didn't see that. Oh, that doesn't matter. No, it does. It does because problems happen. Somebody was here Thursday at this house, said power's on, but they didn't turn the breaker box on. They didn't turn the main on. They didn't do any of that. But they were there. They wrote in the system, power's on. We sent someone to show the house there's no power.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to do all that.
There's an issue with me on that one, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Because I drove there on Sunday when I heard that.
Wow.
Like, why am I at your house with no power? Oh, I didn't. But you put into the system, it's on, right? The realtors see it. They're telling other people to go show it because the power's on. They showed up at 8 o'clock at night to show it. No lights.
Or AC. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're having our meetup there Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Got to make sure the AC's on.
Yeah. Definitely.
I had a plan in case there was an issue to bring a generator out.
Mm-hmm.
Because Polk City has their own power company.
Okay.
Whatever the timeline, they don't go by it. They don't care. The last house we
it's a
did over
city,
there
too.
took 30 days for them to flick a switch.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
30 days.
Lady said to my wife who called, if you call again.
We'll put this on the bottom of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. We've gotten those threats a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My team has called me a dragon, right? And not on them, on other. Like, they always have to be professional.
Yeah.
I don't. I said, when you need the bad guy, please call me.
Yeah.
And so there's a water company in Lake Wales, and it's a private water company, and they wouldn't put the meter in so we could sell a damn house. Drove over there, so they had a guy who lived a couple doors down, was their on-site person.
Okay.
I had the owner dig in a ditch to put that meter in. It was hot. I was sitting in my truck watching him until he finished.
Wow.
And then he told the PM, don't ever have him come back.
Just get it done
I
for
said,
him.
don't make me come back.
Yeah.
You're the reason I'm here. I don't want to be in Lake Wales this late in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half ride home. But I'm watching you put that thing on now because they're giving me all the stories. I can't sell the house till you put the meter in.
Yeah.
Because it was metered and covering 2.
Yeah.
Can't sell it. FHA. We can't do it anyway.
Yeah.
And they're giving me all this runaround. I'm going to sell my house, dude. Like, it's like you're really...
We do it the easy way or the hard way?
I don't mind. You have to.
Yeah.
But that's the accountability thing.
Yeah.
Because it all matters or none of it does. And if you don't care and you don't be accountable, why should they?
That's true.
But they're losing your money. You're losing your money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you lose your money?
Oh, yeah. Well, if they don't do their job.
No, but do you lose your money on purpose?
Oh, yeah. No.
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 But they will.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you.
Yep.
That's the magic right there. I mean, people think it's like there's a secret.
Yeah.
There's not.
Just lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, except when I'm angry, and
Yeah.
I have a lot of people who begin their name with J's in my business. There's 6.
Okay.
I count me as 7 because you can call me the jerk at times, right? I always joke. I tell people that when I hire people at the end, I say, just so you know, I'm challenging. That's a nice way of saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine we're financially free in 6 years, 5 years, because don't count the $4,000 first year. Right. Our two portfolios appreciate really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
People come, they should learn that right away,
Yeah.
or learn these things,
Mm-hmm.
but not most of them don't.
Yeah.
Right, because what is pretty valuable,
Mm-hmm.
and you would give it to people, but they don't take advantage of it.
Oh, they don't. The amount of people that I've reached out, people have reached out to me saying like, "Oh, I want to learn how to wholesale. I want to learn how to do this." I think what I told you, 10% of people actually applied it.
Mm-hmm.
You and I talked about it yesterday. If that, 10% of people actually apply it. The rest don't understand how much value I just gave them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people come to my apartment 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'll teach them everything. I'll sit there with them for 3, 4 hours, show them everything I spent 6 or 7 figures on learning,
Mm-hmm.
all for free. Just listen up, man. I just want you to do good. That's it. If you get a deal, maybe we'll do a deal together in the future. Right. But let's just get that. I'll teach you everything I got. What do I got to lose? No one will apply it.
So, I teach what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much the expert in this area and what we do, and people still don't follow.
No.
People who are doing their first couple deals now, they're realtors, they're investors for 10 plus years, longer than me.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing 3 on the same block at the same time in this market.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Okay.
Yep.
And doing their own permits.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? I'm like, hello, we'll stop. Do you bake cakes? They're like, no. If you're going to bake a cake, would you bake a sponge cake or a 10-level wedding cake? Well,
Mm-hmm.
sponge cake. Well, you're doing a wedding cake.
Yeah.
Blew up, right? But they know better. I did the same thing. I did 4 in the same block. It took me 20 months to build and sell them all because of market absorption.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I didn't have enough, but I was my own competition. They're all the smallest 1,200, the biggest 1,600. Same numbers, basically.
Yeah.
Those are your same buyers.
Yeah. That's
Right?
True.
And in the end, the first one was the best one to sell, and it was the second smallest. That's the best number I
Okay.
got. Okay? But I learned a lesson. Never do it again. Like, I own several lots in one neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
one at a time. When this one goes pending, I start the listing of the next one.
So do you have them all ready by that time, or you just start working? You break ground once you
so-
do the first one.
We have 3 more lots to go on one neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And first one went pending. I had this one cleared because you want to do some of the infrastructure.
Right.
I know what I'm putting down, so I have my septic in because maybe all the septics are done.
Yeah. So
Right?
it takes time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what size unit I'm going to put there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's city water. Septics are done. Clearing is done. Now I just went back the other day, and I made a joke about it because I have a wheat field growing. The grass is like 3 feet high.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, go and cut my wheat field.
Yeah.
But when this one pending, this one starts. This
Got
one
it.
pending, this one starts.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have my comps. And in fact, this one to this one, this second house appraised over value.
Yeah.
Haven't seen those in a while.
That is crazy.
Going to teach you something really important. Every concession you give on a retail sale, they always ask for it in contract, right?
Yeah.
I need your appraisal.
Mm.
Because you should always be working in concentric circles. And if you have that piece of paper and say, look what I got for you.
Yeah.
Right? And we built an appraisal library for I started this December of 23
Okay.
because of a jerk appraiser. Because he used, I had the same lot, the same home. This lot I got for $10,000 cheaper than this one. He took $10,000 off the price. Shouldn't have, but he did.
Yeah.
Because of him, I built a library.
Mm.
He this year he came back into my life. Killed me. $40,000 lower. Tidewater VA.
Yeah.
I argued he used the same numbers in 2023 on a single wide that he's giving me in 2025 on a double wide.
What?
I won that immediately. Didn't argue anything else. That's what he said. That's not true. Here you go. Here's your appraisal, buddy.
Yeah.
Remember the trust? You should remember when you piss people off. So then he wouldn't change the Tidewater. Of value, he said, that's it. No, you got to change the report. I went to my first MHI conference in Expo. I met the HUD secretary. And we discussed a little bit. But then the guy said, of value. But once he decided not to change it, I created this whole package because an appraiser should not have that much authority and ability.
Yeah.
There's no system for what they go by. It's very arbitrary. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid an appraiser to teach me. And I said, dude, you can do whatever you want. He's like, yeah. And so I built this entire package.
Wow.
I sent it to the HUD secretary's office.
Yeah.
And then I gave it to the appraiser. He says, why would you do this? I said, because I'm going to run you over. Because you did wrong. Because so if I didn't give up 40K, I only made 32,000 on the deal.
Right.
So you want me to give up 40K and lose money? You're wrong, and you shouldn't have that ability.
Right.
And so we'll see what happens.
Wow.
But it's in Washington's hands now, whatever that's worth.
No way.
But create a database, right?
Yeah.
Because you're only comping yourself, right? But then you have paperwork to prove it.
Yeah.
A lot of appraisers now, when we tell them that, hey, we give them a sheet, and we know exactly what, okay, it's age, square foot, lot size, and we never use, like there's pools or outbuilding sheds. We'll never use comps that have differences. And so we know what the differential is, and we built out a form that if it's the age, we know 0 through 4, we get nothing. Year 5, we get 5K.
Yeah.
Then every year after, we get 1,000 more. We know what the lowest number is on the living area or lot size. And we just use those 3, and there's boxes. And we never put the numbers in, but we put the box, say differential. Like it'll be age, number, differential.
Yeah.
We leave this blank.
Oh.
We're letting him know.
Okay.
Then we give him every receipt. Every receipt. They don't know what things cost.
Yeah.
When we asked one guy, you know what a septic costs? He's like, what, 5, 6? You see that big mound in the back? That costs 20 grand. He didn't know. Because he said in the past that the improvements to the lots were worth this. No. So give them everything. Paper them to death. We haven't lost since when we started doing that.
Yeah.
Because they need to understand what you do.
I did hear that before.
Yeah.
Just the more data that you give them is kills them.
And they make it really nice now, my team.
Yeah.
They give it to them in a sheet, and here's the numbers. Here's what we pay for things. And we're not making 100K on this family. We're making 30, but we're spending 200 sometimes to make 30. That's not good numbers anyway.
Exactly.
And because we do that, the transparency, they've been really good to work with, except that one jerk.
Yeah. You'll get them.
It's the business, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to start today, what's your advice?
Honestly, I would pay for a mentor in the beginning. I mean, the right mentor, right?
I didn't do that enough.
Keyword, yeah, I didn't either. I mean, the first 3 years, I was just trying to figure it out. YouTube University and just.
But that's still
trying to
great.
It's still great. The hustle was great, and you still have to hustle regardless. I think the biggest thing that people right now aren't doing is they're not working hard enough, right? And then once they hire someone, I don't have to do that anymore. There's days where I have to step in as an acquisition, right? If we're not hitting our numbers, we're gonna hit those numbers this week, right? Like we have the Rise meetings every week, so if we're not on top of those numbers, I gotta jump in.
Yep.
If we're not selling enough deals, I'm gonna jump in. Not because I don't trust you, but first of all, I'm gonna lead by example.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you that it's possible. And if there's a deal that's difficult, I love when my team tells me there's a seller that's difficult or a deal that's difficult to sell. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get on the call together. And that's why we just moved into our office last week because we were virtual before that. And now it's just going to be like, all right, cool. Let's go sit in my office and go figure this out together.
Yeah.
So I think just the hustle. The biggest thing is the hustling. Don't be afraid to spend money. I think that was a big problem I had. I was setting up, it's funny, my first budget was like $272 a month. And I was just like, oh, we're above budget. We're up to 300. And it was like 350. Oh no.
Now it's lunch.
And yeah, now it's like nothing. And
but that's the growth in it, right?
Yeah.
You have to spend to make.
Right.
Education, I think that I spend more a year than I paid for college and grad school.
Oh yeah. Same here. Yeah.
Count consulting, it's probably what, 80 to 100?
Easily.
Right? But the value of
the mastermind, the consulting.
Look, we're in the same one, and now you're going to be with me in Dallas this time, right?
Yeah.
Those are good rooms.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I
just love what I see and hear and learn every time. Because I love their format over there, Collective Genius. It's different. I love who they bring in to talk to us.
Yeah.
And they don't sugarcoat it. I don't need rah. I've been in them where they said, you guys are the best. Don't blow smoke. I don't need that, right? Teach us stuff.
What I love about there is vulnerability too. Like you'll see, I don't know how they do it in Premiere now because I was more into like before, but the vulnerability day, the next day, when you're just talking about the issues what they do in Select at least is like, we'll sit in Power Pods and talk about what problems we have. And they'll do it different ways each time.
It's a little bit different up there.
Yeah.
You're going to see it because, it's more about growing you as a CEO now, right? We're past vulnerable. Like when I was in other ones, that's where you were like, you go up there and you defend your business every quarter. These are my problems. These are my issues.
Yeah.
In Premier, you're going to see that it's not so much the case anymore.
Okay.
You can go to everybody there and ask for help.
That's what I mean.
You know,
that you can actually talk to people, and not people aren't there sitting around showing off, trying to look all cool, saying I got it all handled, right? And usually the biggest ones are the ones that are the most vulnerable. You'll see them ask the most questions.
Well, so I met with Brett McCullum from Investorfield, now works for Steve Trang.
Yeah.
So we're out there. That was his first one. Him and I got on a meeting about AI incorporating into my business.
Yeah.
What they have and what I need are different. He's like, but hey, got you over here. He could have sold me something I didn't need or worked with me, but he put me with somebody who is better for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing in this one group we're in, because everybody there, it's a community.
Yeah.
It's important. And they're going to hopefully do what's best for each person.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Even before I joined, they were giving me business. And even with being introduced by Gary and them, they still had to vet me.
Yeah.
Are the numbers saying where I should be? I like that, because I've seen it to where other groups, as long as you swipe your card, you're in.
Yeah, they're literally,
But they put people in rooms who should never be there just to take their money.
Yeah.
And I coach one of those people now who I met years ago, because they couldn't grasp everything. They weren't there.
They're not ready.
They took 30 grand from the guy. He couldn't afford the 30 grand either.
Wow.
Think about that. He couldn't afford. He didn't have enough business to pay that. And I hear that, we turn away. No, you don't. Like that's why I left, because they don't walk their talk. Right? Over here, it's community. They vetted.
Yeah.
I think I had to have how many Leos and Leons are there to get here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you go to Mercedes, who's just so amazing.
Yeah.
But it's different. And so over there, there's not the vulnerability. But they have even another group above Premier now.
CEO.
Yeah. And then they're there to give us talks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They come over. There's only a few
Which is
people
really
there.
cool, too, because at least during even lunchtime and stuff, they're with us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they're running at the same time. And I just think that how they do it is really good. The people they bring in to not give us rah-rah, but talk.
Yeah.
They had one of Kobe Bryant's trainers. And the one thing, having met Tim Grover, who wrote the book and who trained, they worked with Michael and Kobe. And this other guy, I forget his name, but talked about really the basics all the time. The basics for what we do is not defense and offense. It's being disciplined and consistent in our day. And just hearing that, here you are, everyone here has revenue, whatever it is, and we're all talking the basics still, which is my belief system.
Yeah.
If I'm consistent and I'm disciplined every day in what I do, I know we're going to have the results.
Yeah.
When that ends, we end.
Exactly.
Okay, but now here we are. That's what they're preaching to this group. And everyone knew that was true. That was important because you saw them buy into it.
Yeah.
My wife came for the first time.
Oh, that's right, last time, right?
Because she thinks I'm crazy. You met my son, who's starting to think more and more like this, okay? And she believes that I'm crazy the way I think, that you'd be crazy. But now she's in a room and realize, no, this is how it should be. Because Stephanie was at Betters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She has a really good way she runs her room.
She's awesome.
You're doing an intro with each person. So let's say there's 40 people, 20 and 20. You got 3 minutes and you move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And my wife is very shy. But she's a beautiful woman, right? So they're all going to talk to you. They don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And she did really well there because of that. And then a friend of mine from another mastermind who was his first time didn't know that was my wife. Right? I told you, right? Yeah. He says, hey, Tom, do you know Samantha? I'm like, oh, you mean the lady with my same last?
Yeah, the only one in the room with my last name.
But we're at the table with Steve and them.
Yeah.
That he thought that was funny. And now I'm flying out to Arizona to do his podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, right after premiere, I go out. I think I'm going to go right from Dallas.
You might as well. You're already halfway through.
That's what I said, right? Because I know some people out there who want to talk about mobile home park development. Might as well just go.
Yeah.
It'll be a little longer of a trip. I don't want to fly there and back and then even there.
No, yeah, exactly. You're already halfway through. You might as well just get over there and fly back from there. That's done.
September.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Oh, the weather would be nice. Yeah. I went there in December once. It was cold.
Where?
Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You've been to Flagstaff. It snows really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's a beautiful area though.
I was just out there for something else a year ago and I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the heat, but man, like stepping on like the pavement without shoes, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So okay, mastermind, you would join early.
Mm-hmm.
Would you tell people to wholesale in the beginning?
I think it's a good place. I mean, the whole reason I started wholesaling was because I was thinking I'm going to use my money to wholesale, save that up, and start flipping. I never stopped wholesaling, right?
But that's how you find your deals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't
I
recommend that then.
I think wholesaling is good for some people that don't have the money to flip right now or don't have the private money to use, right? Because you don't have to just use your cash.
I hate my cash.
Yeah, exactly.
I use my cash to buy rentals.
Well, that's the thing. So like, yeah, exactly. Yep. And then, you know, I think it's a good entry point for some people.
But it shouldn't be
It shouldn't be the only way.
Right.
No,
Right.
not at all.
Because then it's just like you're making a couple dollars, but it's very transient, it's very transactional.
Yeah.
And I think that's not a good goal for people in
Right.
the end, because I think you'll be stagnant in just this. You don't understand the business really.
This is a way, like, for example, this one wholesale deal. We wholesaled this guy's condo. Him and I are good friends until now. And then what happens after we wholesaled his condo, he was happy. He sold me another deal. We flipped that one. Flipped it. He was happy with the work. He even saw like the after. He was happy with it. And I was like, man, what else you got to sell? He's like, I got a duplex. It's by downtown. Not the best area, but it's a good area for returns. We're talking numbers. I was like, cash doesn't work. Let's do seller finance. I got it for seller finance, 0%, $1,200 a month. Each side rents for $1,500.
Right.
It was like 20 grand down. And until today, he'll always like find a deal and just be like, hey, listen up. I'm not buying this one because I'm tied up with my other deals. He does a lot of luxury flips. He buys things for like 800, sells it for like 1.3. Not my thing. But
too long.
the things that are in that 300 mark, he'll just send them over.
Yeah.
And
You build the relationship, yeah. You know, this business is a relationship.
That's it.
You have to be able to go to everybody and talk and have business, and that's the nature. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very, people say challenging. No, I'm not. Just do business the right way.
Yeah, that's it.
Be like you and I. Like, I mean, we're gonna start doing business, I'm sure, with things, and it just translated from X to here.
Yeah.
But people always look at it. What can I get?
Yeah. What can I get from this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but it never works out then. Because you know what? If that's their way of thinking, then day one, they're not going to be committed to whatever has to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Are they genuine about it? You know, like, a lot of people I feel like in today's world, they're just not genuine about the relationships that they're trying to build. It's always just like, what can I get from Tom? Oh, Tom can help me with this. Tom can help me with that. Let me be friends with him until I get that. And then
But
once
you see
things
through
are
that in the
convenient,
end, right?
Yeah, in the end. But a lot of people still think they can get away with it. And they might in the beginning, right? But
you know what you do,
doesn't
right?
go a long way.
When you start to feel that way, just throw little tests out,
Yeah.
right? See if they bite.
Yep.
If they bite, you cut them loose, you know?
It's funny. I had this one agent we used to refer deals to. And I sent him a deal, and like it was a referral. It was a flipper of ours. He started listing their deals and stuff, and he's just like, you know, we'd start. I think he like listed 2 or 3 of his guys' listings, and it was just like, send me a cut for each one, and that's it. It was like 15-20%. It was something small, you know. I could have listed it. I just didn't have the time for it. So, first listing, I get a cut. Second listing, nothing. Third listing, nothing. It was random. It was like 6 months later. I just looked on the MLS and I was like, huh.
Go back.
I remember wholesaling these 3 things to this guy. Hey, what's going on, man? I see these deals sold. Like, where's my cut?
Right.
Oh, you know, he cut me down to 1%. Like, I couldn't do it. I'm barely making any money. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we didn't have this conversation when he sold them, or even when he signed a listing agreement. We're having this conversation because I called you 6 months later.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. So you're apologizing because you got caught.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, oh, you know, bro, like, money's not between us. I'll send you the money. Don't worry. I'm like, okay. We'll see about that. He sent me like $700.
Yeah.
Which is like maybe 2% of what I should have gotten. And I was like, okay, you just won't get another one. That's cool. Completely fine with me.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Yep.
It'll catch up to you.
Always does. Karma, whatever you want to call it, the universe. You know, it comes around. You understand why people are stuck where they are.
Yeah.
Once you do business with somebody and you realize something's wrong here, and then you realize, oh, you're there for a reason because you're not correct in how you do it.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, thanks for coming in and spending the afternoon with me. I
Thank you so much
appreciate
for having
it.
me, Tom.
And everybody, Shadi, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.